Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the hashtag. No,
I'm saying I like that.
Listen, before let that music rock for a little bit. I'm gonna talk over the top of it real quick. I'm just happy to be here. You know, shout out to my boy Hills. He know that's what that means. But listen, I'm gonna say, look, this is made for skinny people. By the way, this is Philly Sports Guys.
Okay.
I'm Pete. This is E-Rob. You know what I mean?
So you're not saying it's not fat friendly. It's not fat friendly.
Nah, but listen, I'm
the oversized friend.
No
oversized
disrespect to
friends
any of the
out
other
there.
A2D shows or whoever sitting in this seat. This is the prettiest this seat look all week. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Is that right?
That's it.
You're very modest. You're a very modest person.
I'm a very humble person.
You are very humble.
Namaste, man.
Very humble. Very humble.
Like, I like that track, but that track about to get thrown up out of here like Carson back. Let's get right to it.
Tell me why.
We was going to sit here and get all into the Cowboys, the Eagles.
We are going to talk about the Cowboys. I don't understand. Let me just say this to you. Let me just say this to everyone out there. And how's everybody doing? I'm glad you guys joined us. But listen, how can you – I take the time out of my schedule to orchestrate the show, get everything together, and talk about what we're going to talk about.
I'm modest.
We know you're not modest.
But I'm just saying.
No, but I'm saying what I'm saying to you is,
you said orchestrate. You sound like
Pops.
What
I'm saying, it sound like Pops.
You sound like Pops. Gotta coordinate. Gotta coordinate. You gotta coordinate.
You know, I orchestrate things, but no. But see, I take the time to orchestrate what we're going to talk about for the great people out there because we love you guys and we want to talk about great sports. And you're just going to just omit something? What's that all about?
I'm not omitting.
Okay, what do you call it then?
Moving furniture around.
Well, see, here's the problem. The peoples, as the old folk would say, the peoples want to hear about the Cowboys and the Eagles. And again, yes, regrettably, we lost. We still got to talk about it for at least a couple seconds. Right. I'm quite sure the trolls will be out there. The Cowboys, cockroach fans will be out there saying it a little bit. So, you know, it is what it is.
So, listen, before we even jump into it, I kind of just jumped off and we jumped out the window real quick.
Right.
We are brought to you courtesy at A2D Radio. This is on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, IG, A2D Live. That's the handle. Make sure not only do you click and watch, you share it, you follow it. And look, this is the mantra of the whole squad. No notes, baby.
I like that.
You don't see, I got my phone. That's because my people don't know where to find me at. Yo, Seg, if you out there, A2D Live, I'm about to share it to the page.
I just shared it. I'm about to share it to the PSG page as well. But, yeah, no notes. I like that. Hashtag no notes.
Hashtag no notes. So, I'm going to tell you who ain't got no damn notes. That's the Eagles medical staff. You feel what I'm saying?
They got more than something else going on.
They got hashtag refuse to take notes. Hashtag refuse to give a cat skin.
They just hashtag messing up altogether.
I don't know, man.
People is getting broke down. I'm going to say this. I've never seen in all my years watching football this many people getting chipped up, hurt,
I think it was
out for the year, done.
14 people on injured reserve.
It's got to be more than that.
Jordan
Mailata
just went on injured reserve today.
Now that could be more of a move because he's not ready. They want to develop him more. But what I'm saying is the Darbys of the world, is the Mills of the world, is the McLeod of the world. I mean, we can go down the line. I mean, it's just breaking down.
And the reason,
Collins, you know,
now, I know you said you orchestrate the lineup.
Go ahead.
See, this is what happens in this business.
Yes, sir.
Especially in the Philadelphia area.
Okay.
Shit can change from day to day. We had a poll question up. That poll question pretty much was, who do you blame most for the Eagles' failures this season?
Okay.
Was it A, Doug, or was it B, Dougie P, whatever you want to call him?
Dougie Fresh.
The old man with the visor.
Okay.
B was Howie.
Silver Gray.
C was the injuries and the players, the lack of execution.
Right.
Today comes out. We all heard it a couple of days ago. What was it, Tuesday or Wednesday? Carson came out, small stress fracture in his back, could be doubtful for Sunday. Boom. Ian Rappaport, who, if you guys don't know and don't follow, you can go back and look at his timeline and the history of tweets. He gets his information straight from the team or an agent. He doesn't talk to the players.
Right.
The players talk. Very few trusted media sources have direct contact with players. So from there, then we start hearing our minds start running. You see, the father of A2D, Tom Arnone, comes up. He says how long has Carson had this back injury? We go back. It's been week 6 he's been on the injury report with the back injury.
Okay.
So listen, but this is one thing I don't want fans to do, and I've been hearing it. It's not like it's a ruptured disc, and I understand all the other questions. This doesn't do anything to jeopardize his long-term future. I'll be honest with you. I'm overweight. My feet hurt. I could have a stress fracture in my foot right now. The only difference between me and Carson is I'm even going out there trying to sling footballs and trying to bring a lousy, executed offensive team back and try to defend a championship.
But there's so many variables in this situation. There's so many places we can go in this conversation. But the thing I want to go into more, and I want to dive into more, is the medical staff of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, before in the past, they were regarded as one of the best in the league. Rick Buchholter, recently after that, Peter DeLuca, who was an excellent doctor. I know that because he operated on my nephew when he's a quarterback. He got hurt. He tore his ACL. Excellent doctor, who the Eagles actually got rid of last year. And fast forward, since then, it's been all hell loose. I mean, all the injuries. But the thing that really bothers me is how it feels like I'm watching Carmen Sandiego and I'm trying to figure out a crime and I can't figure it out. Like who knew what? No one knows what's going on. It makes no sense. Honestly, the Eagles at this point are reminding me of the 76ers and how inept they are with their ability to expound. You like all that? You like all that?
I don't.
You like all that? How the ability to expound everything, put everything all together. They're not being precise. Truthful. They're not being truthful. They're not being transparent, and I don't like it.
Well, I don't know. See, this is my thing. We have 4 professional sports organizations in this town.
Right. 5th
being the union, and then we have the Phantoms. We have so much going on when it comes to professional organizations, when it's sports based. We want transparency as a fan base, but obviously it's not like if Howie Roseman comes out tomorrow and says, "Hey, fans, you know what? I've heard you so much. We're going to tell you the truth." Then if they're listening to the noise that we're out here spitting, then that's a problem. So there's a fine line to be transparent, but also to withhold something back. But this is the biggest thing in me, and you and Tom were talking about before we came on the air. Shame on us as a fan base.
Okay.
For being blinded loyalty-wise with this team because they won a Super Bowl. When we sat here and said, me, you, and Kevin go back and forth in the Shield group checks all the time. He's been saying the Eagles got fed. The Eagles are not. They're fat.
They're fat. They're fat and greasy. Right.
Listen, that happened to the whole fan base because dare I say the Eagles do not make the playoffs last year, do not win the Super Bowl, but yet at the end of the season, where we had some injuries, where it felt like players, when they hit the injury report for the Eagles, they kind of come back. They don't come back. Then they're healthy and then they're not healthy, and it's just lingering on. But they fired the 2 top doctors. That would have caused a whole controversy. Every beat reporter, and mind you, if I'm not mistaken, it's documented that the Philadelphia Eagles have the most beat reporters in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, a lot. There's a lot with that. But let's get some people. David Rasa, if I'm saying that right, Raska? Am I saying that right, Tom? David. Okay. He said, "What's up, Doug Fizzle Nizzle?" Michael says, "Hey, fellas, welcome. Thanks for everyone that's watching out there in the land." But listen, the bottom line is this, man. I mean, the thing is, where do we go right now from here? The crazy thing, and I'm just thinking about it now I'm talking, is like when Doug was asked about Carson, what is his status
today?
He says he's questionable. But we're getting a report saying he's done for the year. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, which is it? And now he's questionable. Now he's doubtful now. So which
He's not playing Sunday. He's not playing Sunday.
We understand that. But my thing is, what are we waiting for? I understand he's going to get a second opinion. I understand that. But
what's done?
I understand that. But my thing is, we understand they're done. But they're not saying it.
No.
That's what I'm saying to you. And that's why I'm going back. And I'm circling back to how what we dealt with the Sixers and how the Embiid thing. And I know I'm moving around. But my point is, they're not being truthful. They're not being transparent. And I understand you got to keep some things in-house. But if he's done, he's done.
But
period.
So you don't even have to look outside of Doug Peterson himself for contradictory statements. He said it today. First, he mentions that Carson's questionable. We don't know if he's going to play Sunday. Then he said later it takes 3 months to recover.
Right.
Which one is it? So when you speak about the media reports, like he's doing this.
Yeah,
he's digging himself a ditch
right now. But he's at a point of turn right now because the thing is he can't say, and you could tell when I said this to you off camera, you could tell that He's dancing around because he can't say certain things. When he answers questions, he's pausing. If you listen to Doug, he's pausing at least 5 seconds, 10 seconds to formulate what he's going to say.
But Doug was like that when his first.
It's worse.
But
it's worse, bro.
But this is my thing.
Go ahead.
So watching all that, we watched this now for 3 years, where Doug Peterson will come out and say one thing. We saw it last year with the Carolina, the 2-point conversion. Okay,
right.
And then they didn't go for the 2-point conversion against Dallas. It was brought up. Why do you say it's better to go for 2 in those situations, but you didn't do it against Dallas? So then he went completely right, or where he went left. He's been doing
that's deflecting. He's deflecting.
Not so much deflecting, but I think that Doug is too truthful of a person to be a head coach.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's in a position where he's in a point of no return where he's like in the middle where I can't say this, I can't say that. Right. So then you're seeing what he's doing now. Doug reminds me, I said it to you, Doug reminds me, remember back in the day when you was a kid and your mom said to you, you got in trouble and you asked a question about a situation and your mom said, that's it? I don't want to talk about it no more. That's it. That's it. And you like, okay. All right, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how Doug's talking to these reporters right now.
True, but at this point, then don't say you can't say don't say nothing because he is obligated by the NFL. Mm-hmm. But come out there better prepared to handle those questions because you know they're coming. Like in the comments, Tom says he can't wait. Like, I feel bad for Jeffrey Lurie to a point. How many regimes does he have to go through to get somebody to where by the time he speaks at the end of the season, he doesn't have to deal with the hailstorm of controversy within his own walls of the NovaCare complex?
Well, the thing is, Doug. The thing is, Mr. Lurie he's letting those guys run it.
Are they doing a good job? Are they doing a good job?
And to his fault, they are right now. They're not doing a good job because it's a circus right now.
And
it's a circus.
Before we get into the Dallas Cowboys Eagles recap,
right?
The biggest thing I've thought about this now that we're 13 weeks into the season, now that Carson has another fracture, another banged up injury,
fractured vertebrae to the back.
The biggest problem I have with all this is Ben McAdoo's shit was right.
Yeah, that's a great point because the funny thing is when he said what he said, people are like, shut up, you're just bitter because you got fired, blah 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 blah. But he was obviously right. We can't handle it. We're not going to come out on top. We can't handle it. And he was right.
That washed up 1986 gym teacher with that bullshit
he looks really creepy, pedophile creepy.
When he said
pedophile creepy for
we
sure.
can see in Philadelphia,
right.
They don't know how to handle success.
Right.
Like, dude.
And he was right. So listen, Davis says, dude, the Eagles need a miracle over my Rams. That's right. Dave is the Rams fan.
Hold on, time out before.
He's the Rams
fan.
Time out,
but don't even address that. Dave, the Rams game don't mean shit. I don't care. It don't matter. It's over with. The season is done. It's been a wrap.
So you're on the record. Now listen, I'm glad you said that. Because there's most fans are saying we're done, we're cooked, stick a fork.
Oh, you about to get to the Foles thing? Please.
The fat lady singing, blah, 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 blah.
Please, Lord.
But there's some fans out there, people. There's some fans that have a glimmer of hope. There's some fans out there that have been screaming Foles' name for the last couple weeks when Wentz was struggling. Now they got Nicky Foles. Now there's some fans, I'm going to say this, my brother. Now, who I may say, shout out to my brother Craig. Last year said this. When Wentz,
this ain't last year. Let's bring him back this year.
Excuse me.
Bring him back this year.
When Wentz got hurt last year, right? I'm going to say this to Tom. Tom, when Wentz got hurt last year, I was like, oh, man, we're done, blah, blah, blah. Nicky Foles not going to do it. He said, listen, man, Nicky Foles going to get us to the bowl. And we did. Now, fast forward. The other day, I'm talking to him. I said, man, listen, man, I think we might be done, bro. He said, listen, I'm going to say this to you. He said, we're going to make the playoffs. Nicky Foles going to take us to the playoffs. So some people believe that this could happen.
Listen, man.
Now, we're only 2 games. If you think about it, there's 2 scenarios. We either win all 3 games, right? The Minnesota Vikings and the Carolina Panthers need to lose 1 game, or the Panthers have to lose 2 apiece, and we can go 2 out of 3. We can win 2 out of 3 and make the playoffs.
If people thinking that they're going to go on what they did in 2007 and 2008, when they beat the Cowboys 44-6,
right?
Where all these 5 or 6 things happen, good. I'm set.
You're talking about that year with 44-6 year, right?
Yes.
Okay,
when Kevin Curtis, Jesus, I don't want to mention his name no more.
Kevin Curtis? Who?
Kevin Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, I want to preface by saying I'm not, if you feel like that as an Eagles fan, I'm with you.
Some do.
I'm not sitting here saying I don't want success.
Right.
I will say this, though. I had to sit up with I don't care.
So what are you looking for? Tell me what you look for. Are you looking for
I'm
us to
not-
lose? Let me ask you a question. Let me say this.
Go
Are
ahead.
you looking for us to lose so we can get a better draft pick, or
No.
are you just saying whatever? Either way.
I'm looking at 2019. I personally,
Okay.
this is my thing.
Okay.
Last year when Foles did what he did, he helped himself, but he also helped the Philadelphia Eagles and his fans base as well. His stock was at an all-time high. Okay? Don't say heaven, forgive me. If he comes in now and does the same thing, he is only in the long term helping himself.
He is. Bottom line.
We get nothing now for that.
No. And I know that was your displeasure. You said, your thing was we should have traded him from the jump.
Because this is my thing. Regardless of how much we all know what they did to get Carson, we all know that he's a long-term plan.
Right.
Howie Doug.
A lot of us were sensed. Knows that. There's a lot of people out there that just, I don't understand what they're thinking and saying Foles should be our quarterback going forward. That's crazy, but go ahead.
Howie Doug, since the time in 2016 when they knew that they had the number 2 pick, they knew Wentz was the future. You knew that Foles was never in the long-term plan.
Right.
Never. So now he can come in and, hey, he may give it a hell of a shot on Sunday night. Why we're on Sunday Night Football, I don't know. It's too late. I want to, what I mean?
Well, I think they were thinking this was going to be a big game.
No, true. But no, it got flexed to Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Did it?
Yes. It was flexed.
Well, I mean, mathematically, we're still in, bro. I mean, listen, we all know probably we're going to lose. We know this, but mathematically, it's still.
But so
you can't discount that.
To speak to the original crux of the point, when we talked about Foles, I'm glad your brother feel like that. There's other fans out there that feel like that.
Yeah, they do.
Feel like really he have a shot.
They do.
Cool. That's still not going to take away the bitterness from me, even if we make the playoffs. And then I'm looking at this dude who was a Super Bowl MVP, and we don't have a running back, and we don't have a stud DB.
So for you, it's just a wash. Period. It's a wash.
Yes.
It's a wash. So listen. Isaiah says season's done, but you know damn well we're still yelling at our TVs on Sundays. That's very, very true. The fandom menace.
The passion ain't gonna go nowhere.
The fandom menace is not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna actually be there for all 3 games. Now, again, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking we're gonna lose. Okay, but listen, stranger things have happened. Hey guys, we won a Super Bowl last year. Did anyone see that gonna happen? That was gonna happen last year? No.
But that's why. But see,
no one saw that.
I'm glad you said that. Listen, people, we won the Super Bowl last year.
Yo, the way that door just opened, I got real nervous. My inner
nothing's going on back there.
No, my inner spidey senses. Because everyone has spidey senses. My spidey senses is very heightened. And when I saw him walk in the room, I said, that door says, and I said, do I need to leave? Was I going to fight or flight?
We are in a grade A studio. Nothing else exists. This is all one big.
It's a beautiful studio. I understand that, but see, the inner spidey senses in me said, "Okay, I need to run."
Let be the last time.
It may take me a couple seconds to get up, but I need to run.
Let that be the last time you talk about spidey senses, please, tonight.
No, listen, it's real. So, hey, we all got spidey senses, right, Tom? Thank you. Go ahead.
So, speaking to your point about winning the Super Bowl, that's my biggest problem. We sit here, we talk about Doug Peterson being hypocritical.
Right.
Some fans, a certain segment of the fan base have been hypocritical. You seen Tom been calling them out, calling them bridge jumpers. Like, look, you won a Super Bowl, all right? So you can't sit here, win a Super Bowl, and then listen, the Patriots are the outlier. They're the exception to the rule.
Right.
Most teams struggle with this once they win a Super Bowl, especially when it's your first one in franchise history. Everybody has to learn how to come back from this. But now it doesn't help that you've had the injuries, not so much at certain certain segments of the team, but this one whole position group has been decimated.
Yeah, the secondary is just.
We saw Sidney Jones.
He gets a raw deal, man. I feel so bad for the kid.
Because he can't stay healthy.
I feel so bad for the kid.
Rubber band man. Yo, his hamstrings.
Honestly, he need to do some yoga. Honestly, I don't know what they're going to – the strength and conditioning coach need to talk to him. Because the yoga helps with the flexibility. You know what I mean? So, honestly, he really should do that in all season. But they just can't catch a break, man, with his injuries, man. And he was trying his best. Right. And, honestly, they said he gutted it out because he wasn't going to play. But at the last minute, he said, they asked him to play, and he played. And just Amari Cooper just torched him.
Well, I call him Amari Push-Off Cooper. Because, listen, don't get me wrong.
Oh, you saying he's push it off?
Don't get me wrong. Cooper is a great route runner.
Yeah, and he's definitely that.
But I'm just saying, The first touchdown, Sidney Jones, how hobbled he was running stride for stride with that man. And then when he caught the ball, you saw Sidney Jones 3 feet behind him. How that happened?
Let me say this to that.
Did he magically just speed up? Did he hit the boost button? He got a Madden controller in his pocket.
The turbo button?
He got it.
So real quick before we go, because I want to talk about that, the referees, I'm glad you said that. Kevin says, what's up, Kevin? I think it was always Sunday Night Football, talking about the Eagles and the Rams. So listen, let's talk about this real quick. I know we're going to move, but the officiating. What's the I know we don't got that much time. But what's the guy's name, the referee?
Cleet Blakeman.
Mr. Cleet Blakeman. I need you to sit over here.
First and foremost, why your mama name you Cleet?
Listen,
why your mama name you Cleet?
Right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the officiating. How horrible. Now, that's a question I want to ask. Maybe someone out there can answer.
But it was bad on both sides, but it just cost us more.
But here's my question. Now, I know they get reviewed, all right? And then, because from what I understand, Dougie P, the coach.
I'm glad you brought this up. I just had to thought about this earlier.
The coach actually does like evaluation, they said, each game. And they send it to the NFL. The NFL actually responds back to them to let them know what they thought. Now, my question is, and I don't know if anyone knows this, when they find out they made mistakes, which they did, do they get fined? And I know they're not. Now, for instance, he's not going to be part of the playoff crew. They said that already. Yeah. But do they get fined? That's my question.
They get fined. Some of them, I think it wasn't mistaken, it was one judge that actually got fired after a play this season. But this is my thing, okay? I'm glad you brought that up. Most of us are employed at professional organizations.
Right.
And most, if not union, you have what we call an open door policy. Am I right or am I wrong?
Very true.
Okay, so your open door policy is you can go vent or bring any type of frustration you have about the powers that be of your employer. Okay, so follow me here. Yes, Jeffrey Lurie is the owner, okay? But he is the owner of a league, owner of a team that participates in the NFL. How is it that the NFL can sit here and tell an organization you cannot speak bad about us or else you will get fined when you do a shitty job? NFL, have some accountability. So listen, I don't care if you fine them in that. They should be held accountable in the court of public opinion. They should have to come.
Which they are.
No. I'm not talking. Doug Peterson cannot go up there and speak his mind about the referee. But that's my problem. That's my problem.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
So the NFL, you need to do something. As long as they're going to keep making bad calls like that, and they don't have to answer for them in the court, they don't have to do it face to face, they're going to keep doing it.
So Kevin says it has been said that these refs have way too much to talk about, or think about rather. Way too many rules within the rules now so it's inevitable that the refs will make mistakes. And he is right. They get fired. So these refs actually are getting fired. Cleve Blakeman needs to get the pink slip tomorrow.
Listen.
Because the way he called that game, I mean, the Goddard play was just
the Goddard play was on him.
Unbelievable. He didn't even touch him. And what was the other one? The other one he called?
The
first play.
No, hold on.
The first play.
But let me cut you off real quick. The fumble was not his call. That was Alberto freaking Riveron.
Yeah, but you're right about that. That's true.
That's what I'm saying. So he was like, he said when he's on the headset with that, New York is making a final decision. Right. He's just there to assist.
Which I don't understand that. I know. Okay, I know. I think the NBA does the same thing to Secaucus too. So maybe that's why they're the same way too. But listen, if you're looking at anyone, Stevie Wonder could have saw that was a fumble. There was 5 green jerseys around the ball. You know, I just don't understand it, man.
I never will sit here and say.
I can't get it, man.
I never will sit here and say that a play like that either
changed the game,
even doesn't have an ultimate outcome in the game. But what did we talk about last Friday when we were previewing the game? We said the Cowboys are not built to come from behind.
Nah.
First play of the game. All I'm saying is the Eagles still could have lost the game.
Right.
But
it would have shaped the game. It would have shaped the game for
sure.
To
me, even after that, Dak is still not real. I don't listen.
Dak is a fraud. I'm gonna say this. Dak and all these Cowboy fans out here, it's like they're living in a daydream. This man is a mirage. He practically did everything in his being to lose that game for them. He had 2 interceptions?
I thought he was the 12th man of the Eagles defense.
Many throws. I mean, and if you think about it, yeah, I mean, anybody y'all can make that throw to Mark Cooper the way he was wide open on poor Sidney Jones.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? So come on, man.
I see it's a lot of people watching. Keep hitting those likes, keep hitting those follows, those hearts. Get us up there. Spread the love. A2D, we appreciate it. Thank you. But listen, that is true. Now, to a Dallas fan, I don't want to sit here and say.
Here he goes. Here he comes.
I don't want Dak to be bad.
I just got to address him real quick. Jesse, how you doing, sir? I give you props because you guys did win the game.
Okay.
However, You need to stop saying that Wentz is a fraud. Do you realize your quarterback is a fraud? He can't make all the throws, and they're hiding him with Zeke. They're hiding him with that great defense you guys have. Yes, okay, he did have a couple throws to Amari Cooper, but Amari was 10 yards open.
Amari Cooper was playing 7-7 drills against Devontae Bosby, man. Even on that one, if you go back and watch the overhead all-22,
okay.
Even on that play, the 75-yard touchdown,
right?
Bosby's running with him. He's bracketing on the outside.
He pushed off.
He pushes off.
Yeah.
And you see Alshon Jeffrey, that little ticky-tack push-off he got a couple of games ago at home.
Yes.
We've seen that type of offensive pass interference call more often than not. But yet to swallow the whistle, I don't understand it, and not throw the flag. The Dallas Goedert offensive pass interference, all I'm saying is if certain things happen in that game, it plays out different. It does not take away from the fact that the Eagles' offense has been anemic all year.
The first half, the first 3 quarters, we were horrible. We stalled on drives. We didn't move the ball, and then finally in the fourth quarter, we started picking up. And then because the defense was on the field so long, listen, kudos to the defense. The first couple quarters, they really held their own. But then there's just attrition, man. I mean, you could see it in the fourth quarter, and then you could really see it in the overtime when it was on the field. Almost 8 minutes. There was just too much, man.
So what I told you right after the game happened. It was the first game of the year. You said, "Yo, I had to chill out." You didn't even call me back. You text me the next morning.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had to take a little break.
Right, you had to take a little break, little sabbatical. I said it from the jump. I said it's a microcosm of the whole season on offense. So close, yet so far away.
You did say that.
I said, listen. To be honest with you, even now they don't deserve to be there.
You said that.
Dallas fans, Jesse, listen, kudos to you. I hope y'all actually do some shit for real.
He said stop cracking.
I hope you actually do something because all y'all is four not so good looking people in a crowd. You're the prettiest ugly duckling.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
So have
you,
fun
Jesse.
with that.
And I know, and I appreciate you watching this. I appreciate you coming back, doing your dialogue.
Share us in Dallas then. Share us. Where you at? Is he in Dallas?
I don't know. Jesse, where are you, bro?
No.
Tom, is he here? Jesse here?
He's probably around the block like most Cowboys fans.
Did you guys notice how they just – Cowboys fans are really cockroaches. I really think it's in their DNA because, honestly, it's like when they're losing, you don't hear from them. You hear a little bit here and there. But then as soon as they start winning, you start seeing the wood panels coming up with roaches.
No. You know what reminds me of? You know what reminds me of? You remember Michael Jackson was in Thriller, right? He's sitting there, he danced, he talking to the girl.
Right.
She turned back, he the zombie. All the other zombies come out. That's the Dallas Cowboys fans. They come out that bitch dancing like this and shit. Like,
oh God!
Listen, man. But listen, I hope y'all actually do something. So I want to keep moving forward.
We got some comments real quick. Kevin says, question: if Wentz had the same numbers that Dak had in that game, the same number, would you critique Wentz? Like you critique Dak?
I've been critiquing Wentz. Kevin, don't do this. Don't do this in public, Kevin.
All right.
Don't.
We got some more. And this is. I don't know how to answer this one. Dave says, do you guys watch Fuller House on Netflix? I don't know how to answer that. That really.
My kids do.
Do y'all watch that? I tried the first. Okay, let me say this.
So you watched it by yourself?
Did I watch it by myself?
Was your wife or your daughter around?
You trying to say my man points us down again?
I said you heard me say. I said my kids watch it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some shows I watch with my wife, but then there's some shows I watch because of my wife. So my man points are down. Some of y'all out there, y'all man points are down as well. But I watched the first episode of Fuller House. And I just couldn't get it, man. I wasn't like some shows you watch, you just feel it. You know, it's nostalgia because you used to watch it, but it's not that same flow. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Rob says Dak is a fraud. I totally agree. Jesse's in North Carolina, and he also says stop crying about the refs. There were bad calls on both sides.
I said that.
Hold on, let me finish. Your secondary is the worst in the league. That's why you lost. And Carson was terrible in the first half. I do agree with the fact that Carson was bad in the first half.
Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds.
Let me finish my thing. And then our secondary is the worst right now because of what? Because of we're banged up. If we had what's the boy's name, Darby? If we had Mills, if we had McLeod, it'd be a different game, wouldn't it, Jesse? Mr. Jesse, go ahead. I'm tagging you. Okay. Give me. Okay.
Listen, Jesse. Ain't nobody sitting here saying none of that. Ain't none of that. You got a point. You know what I'm saying? I'm so mad right now. I can't even talk. Can't even put my words together.
Jerome's another one. Stop crying about the refs. Jerome's a Cowboys fans too. Tom.
I stressed about the refs. There was bad calls on both sides. I'm not discounting that. But Jesse and Jerome, if you if you're a Cowboys fan, public service announcement.
Go ahead.
Any Cowboys fans that thank you for watching us once again.
Yes, we love you guys.
You come in here, you're going to get your ass handed to you. I'm just letting you know right now. So be prepared for this work. I want all the smoke. All the smoke with the Cowboys.
It's going to be smoke in the city, baby.
Listen, y'all should have beat us by 14. That's what y'all not realizing.
Yo,
Go ahead. Y'all whooped our asses, but your quarterback, the 12th Eagles man on defense, threw us back in the game.
Giving them the game. This is what I want you guys to realize.
Stop.
Jesse, Jerome.
Y'all sound like Jameis Winston eating the W right now. Y'all get on my nerves.
How your quarterback kept you guys got to stop being blind and biased. Do you realize how he kept us in the game? Honestly, anyone who knows anything about football can see how he was the interception, the missed balls he missing. There were certain routes they were running he wasn't hitting.
He can't even throw an out route.
He can't throw an out route at all.
And I better yet, you tell me how you feel confident about your team when you let the Eagles, anemic ass offense, put up 17 in the fourth quarter, but you only give up 10 to the Saints the whole game.
Man, listen.
I rest my case, man.
So. Listen, I wanted to say this to Jesse. We're going to move on.
Yeah, we got to move on from the trolls, man.
Here's another one. Donald McCray.
What color is your jewel in your stomach?
Here's another one.
Trolls?
The Cowboy fans coming out. Donald McCray. Here he comes. He's one of the biggest roaches. Dobbs in our chat, the Shield. I'm going to say this to y'all. You see how you guys have all this energy right now? This is energy you guys have because you guys are doing well. What you guys are doing well. You guys are 8-5. You're on top of the world, blah, 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 blah. But I want to – no.
Go ahead. I ain't going to say nothing.
He's about to. So I want you to – what's today? Today's what, 13th?
14.
All right. So on January 10th, somewhere around that neighborhood, the 13th, 14th, I want you – when we're shooting, I want you guys to come on there. I want you to come on then because by then, I would say maybe 16, 17, somewhere in that neighborhood. I don't have a calendar. You guys will be done. So I want this same passion. I want the same energy. I want it all here on this radio station with PSG, whole 9 yards. I want it. Give it to me.
Yeah, and listen, what y'all not understanding is I'm passionate about this. They can tell you in our show when the Giants drafted Barkley, I was passionate so much that people thought I was a Giants fan. I'm a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, but more importantly, I'm also a fan of football. I want to see good football. And when I see that, y'all team can be so much more than that. But y'all listen, the best thing that y'all could do for the Eagles fans is Jerry is about to do it. He about to re-up that for 4 or 5 years and give him all that money.
And let's say this. So it's kind of great that they're doing good because they're going to keep Garrett. And anyone with half a brain knows when Garrett gets in big games, he's in net. Okay? So we got some more comments. David says, can the Raptors, switching basketball. David says, can the Raptors go to the NBA Finals and the Eagles have a chance to win 3 straight to get into the postseason?
Is he asking which one has the better chances of happening?
I guess. David, that's what you're asking?
Well, I'll put it like this. 99.8% the Raptors can go to the NBA Finals. That means at least 0.002% that the Eagles can win 3 games.
Right.
The Eagles have won 2 games. And this is the biggest thing. In the Dallas Cowboys game, the 2 weeks leading up to that, against the Giants and against Washington, we had some resemblance of a running game. The first half against the Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken, Josh Adams ran it off for 8, 24, and then another 8. We ain't see him again until the 4th.
Well, let me say this.
Wendell Smallwood got another carry before he got a carry.
Let me say this to that. With Foles here now, Dougie has no choice to be balanced.
Now,
so
go ahead.
We're going to talk about more. But we will see a lot of Adams. If you're in fantasy, you might want to play Josh. I'm going to give you some fantasy tips. If you're in fantasy this week, you might want to play Josh Adams because you're going to see a lot more of him.
Why does it take now for Foles to come in?
Because Wentz is a toy. Let's keep it real. To Dougie P, Wentz does a lot of stuff, which he does. He does a lot of stuff for him. He can do a whole bunch of stuff. But with Foles, yeah, he does the RPO thing. Yeah, he runs a conventional West Coast offense in a lot of spots. But he has to be balanced.
Yes,
he has to be balanced.
One quick stat, then we'll move on. We'll move on. Last year, Wentz was 3rd overall out of quarterbacks with yards per pass attempt. This year, he's 23rd. Just let that sink in for a minute.
Right.
The offensive inefficiency is the reason why. And
you're flowing the comments, bro.
You may see some more balanced numbers because of Nick Foles, but I hear you say it's a toy. Because Wentz is a toy, but listen, you can't do that. You got to keep it simple. You got to keep it balanced.
But what I said last show, I said we have to be balanced.
Yeah.
Dougie P has to stay on the course. And I said it last week, he's got to be, and he wasn't balanced.
Yeah.
All right.
So to answer David's question about Toronto going to the finals, very, very good chance. I like them. They are very deep. I think the Sixers are playing the Pacers right now.
What's the score? Anyone know the score?
Yeah, I'll give you the score, bro.
Go
Real
ahead.
quick. Jerome's upset. Jerome, he said he's upset that we called him a Cowboys fan. He's not.
Who's his team?
Birds, I'm sure. Birds,
well,
yeah.
I'm
But
sorry,
he's upset.
Jerome.
We just assumed because you
Because
came
he
in
was
about
go-
the refs.
Yeah, because he was going hard.
But-
he was going hard for that. Go ahead.
Guys, I mean, the last thing about the Cowboys, if anybody doesn't think that first play of the game, like you said, doesn't dictate that entire football game, even 180 plays later or whatever it was,
Right.
it does. We talked about needing a fast start. We didn't get one. But that's something you can blame on referees. Like, the stuff inside the game,
Right.
that shit just happens.
Right.
But that kind of play where you have New York for, and for that reason to get stuff right and you don't, and like I said in that one video, it just even if you say it's Eagles ball, it changes the whole game.
Right.
Whole game.
The whole
Right.
game.
Right, so let's go with the comments. All right, so Dean says Dak, and I agree. Dak without Ezekiel is very average and a very average quarterback. I agree. So Dobbs, my cousin, this he's such a cockroach. He says, but a win is but a win is a win by 14 or 1. Okay, I understand that. We gotta move, P. We gotta move. P says, or Rob says, Dallas will be one and done in the first round. Dak is trash. I agree. Jesse says,
Is it your cousin around here?
who Dobbs?
Yeah.
He's somewhere in Wilbur. Somewhere there.
Dobbs, bring that ass here when y'all done. When y'all done, because that's what y'all failing to realize real quick, 10 seconds. It's not about us. We ain't worried about y'all. We won a chip. Y'all should be worried about winning the chip. Y'all should be thankful that y'all beat us, but you got to look at that team and say, look, y'all not good enough to get there. That's y'all problem. Y'all so closed-minded.
But I'm going to say this to that. There's a few. There's
like I'm talking to my kids.
There's a speck. There's a speck of Cowboy fans out there. I gotta say this. My cousin Josh, he been wanting Jason Garrett going for 3 years, because he knows how.
And I could talk to a Cowboys fan like that.
So there's a speck. There's a couple realistic Cowboy fans out there. It's like it's like a blip in the radar, and they're out there. They're saying, okay, you know what? Garrett's not the real deal. We need to get rid of this guy. But anyway, so Jesse says he did keep y'all in the game. Yes, he did. Come on, bro. Jerome,
Jesse just said Rams will beat us by 2 touchdowns. No shit. You're not telling us nothing we already don't know, man. Come back with something else.
Yo, Jerome, my bad, man. I thought.
Apologies, Jerome.
Apologies, bro. We thought you was a Cowboy fan. His blood was boiling. We don't want your blood to boil, bro. All right.
2 touchdowns, Jesse. That's it. Just 2.
Yeah,
It's just 2. They should beat us by 3. Jesse.
And they coming off a loss where golf played like crap because it was cold, and they need the game. Come on, man.
Listen. So Kevin says Peter Evans, that is the truth. Dallas should win by at least 3 touchdowns. Coop got 200. Dak had 400, and Zeke had over 100 with 40 touches. Dean says Dallas will lose in the first round if they come across with a good defense guarantee. I agree with that. I agree that Dallas, according to the matchup, like let's just say they're the 4th seed. They will play. Let's say Seattle's the 5th.
They're gonna play Seattle.
They're gonna lose that game, because what's gonna happen is Seattle's gonna control the clock. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna play good defense. And what's one of the things the Cowboys have problems with? They have problems with a mobile quarterback, a guy that can run around. And
Yet they have a mobile quarterback.
They do. But
How
but here's the
asinine
thing.
is that? They go against a mobile quarterback every day in practice.
If they're not on the field, which they won't be because Seattle's gonna run the ball, and that's what they do.
Now, can you, real quick, before we move
ahead.
on to basketball, I don't even know what's next. You tell me what's next. But I was the one who said last week I want to see Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith the coverage because I ain't seen it all yet. And I'm telling you what happened.
Yeah, you did say on that little waggle.
And what happened?
What was that waggle they ran?
Wentz overthrew him.
Yes,
we
he
don't,
did.
It could have been a bat, but he was open.
It was wide open.
So look
I
for
give you
that. Look for that now. This week, Dallas fans, y'all play the Colts. It's Frank Wright. You think he has a game plan? He knows.
You're gonna see Hines in that flat.
Yeah. Listen, and
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you
What's the other kid?
Ru-
Wilkins.
The offensive line for Dallas. See, I probably know more stats about y'all team than you do. The offensive line for Dallas, 25th in the league in run blocking. The rush defense for the Colts, 2nd in the league.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck is the most pass-protected quarterback in the league right now.
Yes, he is.
So y'all defensive line against the offensive
And they're gonna have a problem against Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron's one of the best tight ends in the league right now.
Well, no.
He's killing. He got over 12 touchdowns right now.
He would do
He's
it right
balling.
on 1st and 2nd down, but I will say this. The Cowboys, number 31,
Yeah.
they put him on Ertz.
Brown.
Byron Jones.
Byron
They put
Jones,
him on Ertz every 3rd down.
Yeah.
And Wentz didn't go to him once or 3rd down.
Nope.
But I ask you a question, Tom, if you could chime in real quick. When did Nelson Aguilar beat anybody deep? All year.
He did before. Early in the year, I believe it was.
Yeah, he's had like 1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 or 2. But they don't go to him.
But this is my thing.
They don't go to him.
Why all of a sudden now they start taking shots, right? The Dallas Cowboys secondary is probably one of the best secondaries in the league. You play crappier secondaries than that and then go down the field at all.
Right.
at all. So
Right.
listen, man, we got to really move. Let's move
All right,
off.
let's
Let's move off. So
So we got Sixers. We got Sixers. Sixers talk.
Jimmy Butler groin injury. Jimmy Butler is 30 years old. He's been in the league 9 years. He gets nicked up every year, it seems like.
Right.
Tom Thibodeau put a lot of
Attrition.
miles on those tires, man. A lot of miles on those tires. So Spice started to break down. I love what I saw from Embiid, but listen, this is what's going to separate us from being an Eastern Conference Final team or Eastern Conference Semifinals team. You got to beat the Brooklyn Nets. You cannot let Spencer Dinwiddie, whatever, use y'all. He drops 33, 34 on y'all. The next day he gets a contract extension. Listen, Sixers, you can't let that happen.
Yeah, but it's just not. See, the thing is, there's just not Spencer Dinwiddie. It's anybody that has a great handle, anybody that's a great scorer. We have problems because we're not playing defense. We lack execution on the defensive ball. I don't know
At the guard position?
At the guard position, and I don't know why. Like a lot of times they'll put. Well, we're much better than we were before, but right now we're not good because Butler's out. And JJ can't guard. Exactly.
So can I nominate? Can we go get Patrick Beverley, please?
That would make a lot of sense, bro.
I mean, can we go
And
get
you can get it for cheap. But the problem is, Clippers are playing really good right now, so they're probably not going to give him unless you wow them.
What's his minutes in the rotation?
He's getting at least 25 to 30 a game.
I love that name. Pete.
Patrick Beverley, right?
I love the dog.
That's a good one, right?
I love to get a dog in the
That's a
house.
good
Yeah,
one.
that's another dog.
And that's that toughness. See, the thing is, one thing I liked about the Butler trade was because you got someone that's gritty. He's going to come in the locker room. He's going to make the guys tough.
Can you imagine Beverly and Butler? Oh, my God.
He's going to hold guys accountable. Because let's keep it real. I love Ben, but Ben's a little soft. All right? Let's keep it real.
Man, you got Kendall Jenner, man.
And you
top highest paid
stop
model.
It. Stop
top
it.
highest paid model.
So bringing Beverly in there.
We winning at something this year.
Beverly, no, we're not. Don't say that, man. We don't. Do you know if he continues to date this woman, he's going to L.A.? Don't say that, bro.
As long as he bring a chip down Broad Street, baby. I'm willing to pay that sacrifice.
Peter.
I'm willing to pay that sacrifice.
Peter.
I'm willing to pay that sacrifice, man.
Stop, man. Don't
but
say
listen,
that, bro.
So this is my thing. If I propose this to you right now,
okay.
Markelle Fultz for Patrick Beverley. It's the complete.
I would hop on it.
It's the complete alpha and omega. You got a player who hasn't even hit his prime yet.
I would hop on it.
If Markelle Fultz hits his prime, Patrick Beverley will never be as good as offensively as Markelle Fultz.
The problem is, though.
But what you have as a team now, because with the Jimmy Butler trade, what the Sixers have done, they went from let's just put the 5 or 7 best players on the court to now we need pieces to fit.
Right. I mean, the Beverly situation really makes sense on so many different levels. Now you're talking about in the playoffs when you're facing those guys that we've been having problems with, the Kyries of the world, the Kemba's of the world, who's going to give us problems in the playoffs. Now you have Beverly now, okay,
right.
And now you got Butler switching off, helping on the defensive side. So that would make a lot of sense. That takes the pressure off of Ben, and that takes the pressure off Embiid. Now the only thing is you won't have in certain situations you're not going to have JJ on the court, which and in a defensive situation might be a good deal. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just think
I'm looking up the Clippers. I'm looking at the Clippers record right now.
Well, I think they're in first.
Because they're going to fall off. So
you
because
think
they have another player.
I don't know, man.
They have another player that if the Sixers can make it happen.
I don't know, bro.
You go, bring me. I don't know what you.
I watch fantasy. I'm fantasy every day. I know all about these cats.
The 2021
Suns
pick. You know what? Here you go, Fultz. Here you go, 2021 pick, whatever the Phoenix pick.
What a rumor is this? Detroit's actually interested in Fultz.
Okay, I'm not.
That's the rumor right now.
So unless they give him back, what's the boy name?
Galloway. I like Galloway. Galloway's a nice piece.
No. I need a 4. You need a 4. You need to stretch 4. That's the biggest thing.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
So that's why I said the Clippers. Go ahead, give me Danilo. Give me Patrick Beverley.
They're not gonna do that, bro.
I'm just saying.
No, they're not. They're not gonna do that. Danilo's averaging like 20-something points a game. He's balling right now.
But see, that's what I'm gonna tell you who they.
Who you want to give up from the Sixers though?
Everybody.
What? He ain't even making no sense right now. Everybody. He's talking about everybody. He's just giving everybody.
But the biggest position besides just the backcourt help that they need, especially on the defensive side, what they really and that's where Zaire came in at.
Oh boy, you said a name that just
milkman.
It struck a chord.
Because
it struck a chord. We're talking about a fine establishment. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this while we're here. There's a fine establishment in Durham, North Carolina that we all know about. They wear royal blue and white.
I said Zaire Smith, not Zion.
I thought you said Zion.
No,
see, I got excited because you talking.
No.
Anytime you talk about Duke, hey, listen, Tom, I'm gonna say this about me. I don't know if you knew this. I'm a Duke fan. For all the haters out there, I am a Duke fan. I've been a Duke fan since 1985, and I will represent my team. We're going to win another chip. That's what we do. Go ahead.
Okay. So that's where Zaire came in at because
I'm sorry, Tom. I don't know what your team is, but that's what my team is.
Yeah, yes. On the offensive side of the floor, he didn't have his game. He really didn't do. He could slash. Really, his jumper wasn't that much.
Right.
But on the defensive side, he was a guard. He can get up in you, and he had a little bit of tenacity. Now, don't get me wrong. As a rookie coming into the league playing against grown men, he would have had to establish himself and find his way. But more importantly, Wilson Chandler does not need to be the starting four. He needs to be a bench. Yeah, he's a bench player. But right now, he's in the starting lineup. Right. So that's why we need to find the four.
All right,
hell,
man,
even if it's Jonah Bolden, I don't care.
Nah, he's not the answer. The answer with a lot of moves we need to make. We need a backup point guard. We need an actual point guard. Somebody.
Well, hold on. We need a what?
We need a defensive guard right now.
Okay, I'm thinking you said backup point guard. I'm like, don't you ever disrespect T.J. McConnell like that again in your life,
Pete?
You said backup point guard. Did he not say backup point guard?
If you had let me just finish before jumping in, as you normally does,
I'm not getting in the middle of you two.
If you just be quiet and let me finish, I would have did my thing. Jeez. So let's see, listen, we got a lot of comments, man.
Such a diva.
I'm not a diva. I mean, you just always cutting somebody off, man. Sometimes you gotta be hush and just be quiet. Remember that?
So is the Raptors making the finals or what?
I don't know, man. Because the thing is this: Boston's 18-10 right now, I believe, offhand, and they're slowly starting to creep in. Everyone's sleeping on them, but they're slowly starting to creep in. Kyrie's coming back doing his thing. Hayward's starting to get his stride. Tatum's doing his thing. Brown is recovering from his injury. And they're starting to make this stride. So honestly, I can't say that the Raptors, because I just don't feel. First of all, I don't think Kawhi's going to be healthy all year. If you notice, he's always getting banged up.
Who?
Kawhi.
But see,
but
that's the beauty of the Raptors right now, as it is. Their young players and their player development have stepped up to where he doesn't have to be the man every night in some games.
Right.
They can do it with Siaka. They can do it with Van Vliet. They can do it with C.J. Miles, and they can do it with not just with Ibaka, but with Kyle Lowry. They can do it with just them, and that's all they need. So he can be healthy when the time come playoff time.
And I get that. And they have, you're right. They have the pieces. The bench is probably one of the best in the league, but I don't know, man. I don't want to count Boston out. Everyone's counting. And again, I hate to say that because I'm a Sixers fan, but I'm just being real. I'm being real with you guys. I just think Boston, in those big moments, the coaching compared to the Raptors coaching, I just think Stevens will outcoach him. No. And then the guys will come back. You got Kyrie doing his thing. You got Hayward playing much better. I just think it's going to be too much for him, man.
See, this is my problem with Boston. This is what made Boston so good last year, is when it came down to crunch time and it came down to those fourth quarter plays.
Brian said a great thing. Cut you short. Brian says as soon as Boston put Smart in the starting lineup, which is at the 5, in the starting lineup, Hayward to the 6 man, they've taken off, and that's true. Very, very good point.
That's true. But why is that though? That's because Smart can really play off of Kyrie. Yep. That's the problem with Boston. Last year, you didn't have Kyrie like that. People, when Kyrie get to a certain point in the game, the ball movement just stopped. Right. And when you come playoff time, yes, you want to do ISO, but that's what made Boston so good last year.
Yeah.
That they didn't have a true go-to man.
Yeah, and the fact is they were so long, they were so interchangeable, they were great on defense, and they can get up the floor and run. Now, Kevin says the Raptors are long in every position, which I just said, and Lowry doesn't have to be the ball.
Nope.
Be all everything like he was the last past years, which is true. But Dow says they got to stay healthy, and that's the other thing. Lowry gets hurt a lot too. Lowry gets banged up. Last year, I think he was banged up last year. Wasn't he in the playoffs?
He was. But now,
so
listen,
that's the thing, man.
But there's one team we leaving out that's sitting in the second seed right now in the East, and that's Milwaukee, who is really the only team, if you looked at the past 2-3 weeks, keep making moves because they know that they need to ascend. The Sixers, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing out of Furkan Korkmaz, what I'm seeing out of
that's your boy.
Yeah, what I'm seeing out of Landry Shamet, they just need that one or two. They need that defensive guard. And they need that stretch forward that they can plug into the starting 5. Yeah. That's going to take care of the rest of the bench. Now, we've been seeing this 3-way team deal for Trevor Ariza going to L.A., KCP going, and then the Sixers possibly being the third team.
I like KCP. I know that Houston's linked to getting them, but if we can get somebody like KCP, KCP is good on defense as well. He's a guy, 6'4", he's a great shooter. He's long as well. I like him. He could be an answer. Now he's not Patrick Beverly. That Patrick Beverly deal, man. I'm gushing over it, but it's not gonna happen because right now the Clippers are looking good. But we got a lot of comments in here, man. I'm trying to get to everything. I apologize for not reading everything, guys, but I appreciate you guys rocking with us for sure. I'm just gonna read a few. Let me just go back here. All right, so Aaron says we need to start. This is going back earlier. Aaron says we need to start running back to compete in the division, and when the hell are we going to get a lockdown corner? I think he's talking about
Three things the Eagles need.
Go ahead.
Above average elite running back.
Okay.
Stop devaluing the linebacker position, and get good value at corner.
I'm gonna add to that. We need to bolster our lines as well, because right now.
Well, you gotta hope.
We need to bolster.
You gotta hope Vitae and Mailata playing out. You gotta hope Vitae and Mailata playing out.
Wishing and hoping and praying and wishing.
That's what Howie did this year.
I understand that, but we need.
Is that not what Howie did this year?
We need to bolster our line. We need to get back to what we did the year that year we had Blunt and all those boys. What did we do? We ran the rock.
Mailata IR too. By the way, another name to add to the list.
Now, as I said earlier, was that more because they want to develop it more? Or was it an actual injury?
But no, they also could do that. To free up a spot too for somebody else.
Right.
Which would be weird because you're not deep there anyway.
Didn't they just sign a kid, Boston Scott or something like that?
They signed the Boston Scott kid from the Saints practice squad, and then also Bello.
I think they got two other guys. They got a corner that played for the Packers for a second.
Yeah.
And then the other might have been like a lineman or linebacker, something like that. So, they did 3 practice squad moves.
So listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Tell you this before we get into real quick with the pick'ems because we got 10 minutes left on the YGTG. Brandon Graham,
he's going
to the Colts. Colts have $100 million of cap space this upcoming year.
I can see that or Detroit.
Because they need a pass rusher.
Okay.
And guess who's there? Frank Wright.
Yeah.
Now even though it's the offensive side of the ball, he's seen firsthand what he could do.
And who else they getting?
Le'Veon.
Yes, sir.
If Le'Veon is not all about the money and Le'Veon want to win, he'll go to Indy.
He's going to Indy.
Which if he do that, guess what I'm doing?
Here's the deal.
If he do that, I'm Howie Roseman, 4th round pick from Marlon Mack right now.
Here's the deal. That's a smart move. And I checked it out. The Colts, the only people the Colts are paying next year, is Andrew Luck and Hilton. Their offensive line has rookie contracts. Most of the defense has rookie contracts.
Chris Ballard is a beast, man.
All the other wide receivers have rookie contracts. They're loaded. So right now, to be honest with you, the next year or two, Colts gonna be a problem.
Somebody valued the linebacker position over there too.
They did. The kid from
Darius Leonard, NC State.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. But he was all over the field against us. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
He's leading the league in tackles.
Yeah,
that's fun. That's fun. And we got a guy that
it helps when you have an actual GM that values a linebacker position.
Listen, values it all. I mean, we cannot overlook the fact that he's missed draft after draft, and we just continue. Like, you listen, okay, you nail your first rounders, you should, right? But you got to go like 30% in draft out of starters.
Right.
You know, you got to be around that 25, 30% mark that out of your draft, you're coming away with starters, not just guys on your roster, starters.
Because especially now, because what's the biggest thing that's about to happen? And don't get me wrong, I'm going to tell you, fans, that stress factor is not going to stop the Eagles. It's not going to stop. Carson's about to get paid. That's going to take up a big chunk of your salary cap. So you can't keep bringing in these free agents on these 1 year, 2 year deals, these baby deals to get that high talent. So the draft is really going to be valuable.
Right.
That's why now that Golden Tate deal, because you had 11 picks going into this year, now you don't have a third.
I'm glad you said this. Now you said this to me, and at first I shot it down. I'm like, nah, they're not gonna do it. But let me just throw something out there before we move on. Would it be interesting? And we have a need at cornerback. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know that's a need that we have. And would it be interesting for them, and there's reports saying that Jalen Ramsey could be on the trading block, if Howie made a phone call to Tom Coughlin and said, listen, I'll give you that 2nd round pick because we have 2 next year.
No, I got a better way to do it.
Hold on.
I got a better way to do it.
Let me finish. The 2nd round pick, and I give you the 4th conditional for Jalen Ramsey. You automatically, by bringing him in, bolster your cornerback. I mean, you got to add some more pieces, but right there, then and there, you have a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback, and you're ready to stop the Odells and the Coopers of the world.
You want to know how crazy my mind is sometimes?
Go ahead.
There's a player in the Philadelphia Eagles right now that's a free agent next year, but guess what? He has a team option.
Who's that?
His cap hit year next year is $20.6 million. Jalen Ramsey's due for a contract extension. Then I say you pick up this player's option. You trade him straight up for Jalen Ramsey. And guess who this player is?
Who's that be?
This is the player that's about to go under center Sunday night. That's Nick Foles. They've already come.
I'll give you that.
Tom Coughlin.
I'll give you that. Let me give you that. That's a good one.
Tom Coughlin and Shaheed Khan has already come out and said they're going to move on from Blake Bortles.
Stevie Wonder would move on from Blake Bortles.
So you are, and if it's one thing that we,
yeah, he already did exactly.
If it's one thing that we know Howie can do,
right?
When it comes to making trades, that's one thing he does well. But
right.
Howie, for the love of God, I told you this before, and Tom says this will be the first time Tom's hearing this. For a team this offseason, after Jeffrey Lurie speaks, he needs to call everyone in: offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, assistant coaches, Doug Peterson.
Whole staff. Okay.
What type of team do we want to be? What is our identity on offense? What is our identity on defense? You can have an identity. Listen, you can go back to Seattle right now. Seattle start balling the hell.
Yo,
I'm talking about defense. I'm talking about defense.
That's it. Go ahead.
Ever since Earl Thomas went down, that team has skyrocketed.
Right.
Skyrocketed on the defensive side. Bobby Wagner is the only. Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright is the only ones left from the Legion of Boom era.
Yeah, and then also what they did, they went back to the run. They actually watched film. They said
because
they had
you in the
they
game.
Had all the running backs sit down and watch film of Marshawn Lynch. True story. Now, Jake Frill, this is interesting. He says trade up for Grady Williams out of LSU. That's an interesting situation.
Listen, I hear you.
That's
I was with you.
I like that.
I was with you to my man from Texas A&M handing him his ass that whole 7 overtime.
That's one game though. You can't.
But I'm saying, but we can attribute that to attrition. So I'm not sure if we trade up. But if things play out right, and hey, if this is my thing.
If we lose, we're gonna get picks.
This is my thing.
Right.
If the Eagles lose Sunday, shut it the hell down. Ain't no point.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna see.
That's why I love what the Giants is doing right now.
Listen, you're going to see what's my man's name? What's my man? Number 7, the last.
Suffield.
You're gonna see Suffield.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the Giants right now. If it's any Giants fans in there and watching us right now, y'all already know Eli coming back, right? These little wins that
everyone
you did,
knows that.
That's
Everyone
fool's gold. Now, don't get me wrong. The offensive line actually started to play well, and you got the best running back in the league already. Yes, I said it. So Saquon is the best running back in the league already.
Saquon is a freaking Range Rover.
Yes. So let's get to the PSG picks real quick.
Go ahead.
Dallas, Indy. Who
Dallas.
you got? You got Dallas. I got Indy.
Fortunately.
What was up? So, all right.
Hate to say that.
Tennessee, New York, because we're going to do the NFC East. Tennessee, New York. Odell's not playing again.
Where's it at? Tennessee?
It's in New York.
I'm going Tennessee.
I'm gonna go Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee by 7. You know, I get my spreads.
So
7.
then the last game we got Josh Johnson making a kid from Miami.
Yo, let me say this. What in the world is going on down in Washington, man? I mean, Tom, they about to sign you next week.
They might.
Tom Manone's about to get signed for the Redskins, y'all. He's gonna play. He's gonna be number 7, number 8. All right. But what is going on with them, man? Like Sanchez, now Johnson.
Well, then their middle linebackers calling out their fan base too.
Yeah, what is that about? Mason Foster.
Preston Brown?
Mason Foster.
Oh, Mason Foster.
He's an F. F them. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
So all right. So
crazy,
Jacksonville.
Who we got?
It's Jacksonville. It's Cody Kessler and Josh Johnson. Whoa, biggest quarterback matchup of the week.
I'm not even gonna comment on that.
So Jacksonville.
Go ahead.
All right, and then obviously Eagles, Rams, Sunday Night Football. Rams, we'll just say.
All right, so he's back again. Donald says, "Why trade Foles when he's had to take over the last 2? Had to take the last 2 years." My opinion. Does that make sense? I mean, I understand what he's saying. He's saying, "Why trade Foles?" Considering that. Now, there's another question: is Carson Wentz considered injury prone? No, not yet.
I'm not there yet.
Not yet. Are we close though? We're almost there though, guys.
If this happens again next year, where he misses a significant amount of time, then we can start having that conversation.
So to Dow's point, does it make sense because of Carson getting
you
hurt
got to
so
finish
much?
it. Yes, because you know why?
Okay.
Because you can't pay 2 quarterbacks $20 million.
I definitely agree with that. That's true.
It's not you can't look at it. So this
I don't want him over his shoulder either, Pete. You know what I mean? I just don't need him over his shoulder anymore.
Right. I said that from the rip. I said that last year. I said, why bring this dude back where Carson got a rehab?
Right.
Well, not only rehab, but look at this dude.
Knowing
that he finished the meal that he had on his plate.
When Howie got that phone call from the Browns and they said, listen.
And don't Nick Chubb look good?
Listen,
oh, my God.
When Howie got that call from the Browns, Howie just said, thank you and God bless you. Nick, we love you, but you got to go.
So you ain't got to go home. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Sound like Russell said, thank you, God bless you. Thank you, God bless you. What was I saying? Greg says they saw some Turkey Bowl highlights. That's funny, Greg. That's hilarious. Well, listen, I just want, like I said, I just want the Cowboy fans a month and a half from now to visit the come to the show, all the shows we have here. Make sure you're present.
We here Friday.
Make sure you're present.
8 o'clock.
Make sure the energy's there, because when it happens, because it's going to happen, because Garrett's going to choke. Either I'm going to say this: either it's going to be Garrett or it's going to be Dak. Either or. Watch what I tell you.
Listen. It's 2 seats right here, but y'all can line up. We'll bring out some coffee for y'all.
We'll get a porta potty outside.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, we can move some stuff around and have all y'all sit.
Time, you good with that time?
Absolutely.
Time's good with it. See?
So listen, but before we move and before we get out of here,
Okay.
our YGTG this week, Cleet Blakeman and the crew. It's nothing to be said. But I want to give props to the other 2 teams that are playing. We got the Sixers up right now, I think by 9 against the Pacers. Pacers are 18-10, Sixers 19-10 going into this game. But I know there's a lot of indifference about the McCutchen signing with the Phillies. 3 years, 50. He does bolster the outfield somewhat. He is not what he was in his 2013, his MVP year.
Right.
But like my man Tom said, if you follow A2D Radio, he puts out like 2 or 3 videos every day.
Yes, he does.
And listen, you can't wait.
Yeah. Got to make moves,
You
man.
can't wait for the if Harper or Machado, if you start getting that feeling like they're dragging you along, they're not really committed. Listen, if they're not in the cards, go get a Michael Brantley. You feel what I'm saying? Go make some other moves.
I think that's the alternative plan. I mean, that's the rumor.
At that point, but see, at this point, if that happens, guess what? You should have just gave Corbin a 6th year, because now you're going to overpay for Keuchel. You know what I mean? You didn't want to go 3 years with Jay Hatt.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because now we ended up signing 2 years anyway,
Now,
he was already comfortable.
Now, the rumor is they were saying Kluber could be in talks, too. That they could trade for Kluber as well.
Kluber's a righty. We don't need a righty.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but that's the rumor.
I'll take Kluber over any of the lefties out.
That is very
in
true.
a heartbeat.
That's true. I mean, I guess theoretically, if you trade for Kluber at that point, then you go pay with Keuchel whatever you want, and then you.
But hold on, if we don't have enough to get Raul Mute, right? Because that's what came back from the Marlins.
Right.
We don't have enough prospects
to
get that deal done.
Right.
Well, how the hell we got enough to get it done with Kluber?
That's true.
And besides him being older, I get that. A lot of wear and tear at this point of his career. But how do we have to? Like I was saying, you can't wait. If you feel like you can't get one of the two,
right.
You told us you're going to contend this year, so you got to figure out which way that's going to be. Is that going to be like these B players,
right?
More so, and a couple B guys.
So the question is, the winter meetings come up this week or next?
They already happened. Yeah,
it happened already.
So they're saying within the next couple of days we should hear something big. I mean,
well, Machado's visiting the Yankees and the Phillies next week. Harper, I got a sneaky feeling.
I don't think so.
I got a sneaky feeling Harper's going to sign with the White Sox.
Yes.
I just got this
which
feeling.
Is kind of bizarre.
Because he's really good friends with Chris Bryant, and he said that doesn't pay any.
You mean the Cubs?
Yeah, but not he won't. Cubs. He don't have to sign with the Cubs to be buddy with his boy if he in the same city.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna win though with the White Sox.
He don't care about. If his ass cared about winning, he never would have left Washington.
Papelbon would have never choked him out.
Washington's done, bro.
Remember Papelbon choked him out?
Yeah.
He would have never choked him out if the guy cared about winning back then.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never been Mr. Harper, and I know people don't like Machado because of some of the antics, but his production's better, and that's a guy I'd rather have.
Yeah, Machado's the answer.
I like Machado. Him and Segura is cool that you set up. Now, the biggest thing for the Phillies, I want to know how far Sixto is away. You know what I mean? When we start to get to that spring training point,
right.
Well, you only 8-10 weeks away.
Yeah,
it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
But the one thing about baseball I don't understand now is why we like. I remember when Cliff Lee was a free agent.
Okay.
Like this, it didn't take this long. Like now,
it's like it's a different thing, man. It's not. But see, we're so predicated on the NFL and how it moves, and then once it starts, it's like
it's a floodgates.
It's like bam, 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 bam. Even with the basketball. Baseball's different, man. It's not like the free agency is at a different. It's like at a different pace, man. You know what I mean? So, but I gotta YGTG. I was talking to Tom about this. I don't know if you guys saw the story real quick. There's a story in there about Markelle Fultz again, of course. And I thought it was really weird. Tom and I was talking about it a little bit. His mother installed cameras
in the house,
home surveillance cameras in the house. Now,
and made people sign NDAs.
What in the blue bloody hell? Would a grown man? Okay, I understand he's 19. Why would mommy put that in a grown man's house? Does anybody have a question for that? Anybody have an answer for that, please?
Because this story gets weirder and weirder.
It's getting weirder and weirder.
No, you're right, but I can
disclosures. Tom, what are we doing here, man?
I don't know anymore.
Listen, man. Listen, it's a single black mom, from not Wesseloff area, and that's her baby boy.
I understand you want to be protective, but let him be great.
Your mom ain't never did nothing that caused you.
My
Your friends was
mom
like,
is not going to be putting no surveillance cameras in my house. I'm a grown-ass man.
Well, how did Michael Carter Williams work out when his mom was all involved?
He was
career-wise. She was involved in money, which was smart.
Right.
It was a genius idea.
Still became a millionaire.
Yeah, still,
right?
still a millionaire and
He
all
got a
that.
second
But
contract in the league, I'll tell you that.
mommy was all on that, too.
We have a thing, Tom, I don't know if you know, in the Shield, we have a group, and we have certain awards called the Sam Bradford Award, which is the Ski Mask Award. And I have to say, Michael Williams has really got the ski mask and robbed a lot of teams. Michael Carter Williams, whatever the man, MCW, whatever it is. He has truly robbed many people. I don't know how he still does it.
That one Rookie of the Year just will keep giving you another chance, another chance, another chance.
Yes, it does. Now, speaking of Michael Carter Williams.
Brian says he must be like hookers. I can't, Brian. I can't with
So,
you, bro.
last night, we probably saw one of the best games of the year. And I just want to throw out something.
Okay.
MVP so far. Do you not throw Phillip Rivers' name in? Because I want Phillip Rivers to win a Super Bowl for the sheer fact that I want him to be able to say, for critics to say he is a better quarterback than Eli Manning. Because right now people think the Giants won that deal because they won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
I can't tell you. You let me know on any crawler, any news headline. Phillip Rivers has been in the league for what, 14 years now?
15.
15 years now? When have you ever seen what Phillip Rivers makes? When have you ever seen news break about Phillip Rivers' contract extension and actual dollar amount?
Nah.
We've never heard it. I can't even tell you how much he gets paid.
I know you got like 85 kids.
Yeah, we know that.
We know that. He's like the freaking Partridge Family. Like, he got like 88 kids, bro.
But talent-wise, right,
Yeah,
and numbers-wise, he's better than Eli. And that's the sad part.
The sad part.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it seems like he's a better – not because he's a better teammate, but
He got a raw deal, though, man. That 1 year they should have won against the Patriots. I feel so
–
bad
with the
because
torn ACL?
yeah, that was the year that they really probably could have did it. They really could have won it all.
Was that 09?
What was that?
08?
Somewhere.
07.
Was it 07? Because I think the last time they were in was 09, I think.
Yeah, because that was the year Danny was hurt, too. Didn't he have a messed up knee, too?
Yeah.
Might have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we saw a 10-0 game that pass to Travis Benjamin on 4th and 9 yesterday. Oh my God! And that listen, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We talked about it in the Shield. The hit to the helmet on Phillip Rivers. It would have been caught if he was slid like every other normal quarterback. But from Phillip Rivers' throwing motion to the way he runs, it's unorthodox as hell. And even he fell unorthodox as hell because he's
awkward. He's just awkward.
He's just an awkward dude. But then they swallow the whistle, and not even swallow the whistle. They give him a pass interference from Mike. Mike Williams clearly did this.
They're going to get fined. The guy from the Chiefs is going to get fined. But here's the biggest question: is Andy Reid going to choke again? That's the question.
I'm glad he got this out. I'm glad he got this out of the way now.
Is he going to choke? Tom, do you think he's going to choke in the playoffs?
I just don't know if their defense is good enough. That's the sad part. Like, offensively, we know what they can do. I just don't know if defensively they can get enough stops.
If it goes through Kansas City, it helps. But in order for it to do that, guess what, Kansas City fans? Y'all better root your ass off for the Steelers Sunday.
And I hate to say this.
You got to root for the Steelers Sunday.
And I hate to say this, but they really miss Kareem Hunt, bro.
We knew that.
No, they know. They miss him because right now, yes, Damian Williams is doing well, but they don't have that power game.
You could tell.
They don't have that power game to balance it out, man.
Big Red has always been that person. If he don't have a true stud running back, where Kareem Hunt was so good, he made Andy call runs. Like, there's no way you can just waste that talent. Damian Williams ain't like that. Damian Williams may be okay, but he's not. Andy Reid gonna be like, well, shit, I got Pat Mahomes. Right, he got a cannon. My man out here throwing no-look passes or whatever else like that. You know what I mean?
So Greg says, he's saying, which means, we're talking about Rivers, which means he's better than Peyton because Eli's better than Peyton.
Yeah, Greg's a well-documented Peyton hater, and I'm right with him. I'm right with him, just because I'm a Brady guy, and I think like the real Brady guys out there are always, it's been like the Griffey Frank thing, like you like one or the other,
right?
You know, so I've always been more of a Brady guy and thought Peyton was just more of a numbers guy. Peyton's a stud too, but Greg's just really that much hate where he's going to say the little brother. You know what I mean?
Why so much hate though, Greg? Why do you hate Peyton so? I mean, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. I mean, why is there so much hate for him?
I don't know. He could walk back down and tell us.
Yeah, maybe.
He walked through, so he can walk back down and let us know.
So listen, to speak about the Brady debate, I will say this.
Oh boy, yeah,
I'm a Brady.
You got
fan.
a hard one for Brady. Let's keep it real.
No, what?
Yes, you got.
We don't say that.
Well, I'm keeping it real.
No,
Listen,
I respect Brady. I respect
man-
Brady a lot. No, I will say. No.
ahead.
Listen, let me finish. I respect Brady a lot. To me, Brady is the Derek Jeter of football. Clutch. I need one drive. I'm giving it to Brady. When it comes to talent and overall throwing the football, you already know who I think is the best quarterback of all time.
Who's that?
And that's the Bye-Bye Man.
Okay, I was waiting for you to say the boogeyman.
Yeah,
We know what the boogeyman is.
and that's
Tom, do you know what the boogeyman is? That's Aaron Rodgers.
That's Aaron Rodgers.
He's the boogeyman.
Best thrower of the football I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But when you talk about, I can see because Rivers and Mayton's throwing motion is kind of the same, and Rivers has been more durable than Peyton. Peyton gets all the accolades.
I'm not even gonna say this,
But
man.
Peyton, I'm
not reading this, man. I'm looking read
Peyton is the biggest choke artist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Read the last one. Brian is hilarious, man. This dude,
Ooh,
I can't with him. Brian says some funny stuff, man.
Peyton, you got some explaining to do. But listen, man. So I mean, dang, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because that's quarterbacks. We only in here for an hour, but
Yeah, we gotta rock. We gotta roll.
But man, listen, this is the second time we were here in the ATV studio. We love it. I see we almost had up to 20 viewers. So please come back next week, 8 o'clock Fridays. You know, it's going to be that last Friday before holiday shopping. So before you guys go out there, because we know that's how we do, we go last minute shopping. Come check us out.
What we do, man.
Click like, share, follow. And we're going to try to start putting more stuff on the Philly Sports Guys page.
Yes, sir.
So, hey, man, this is real.
Yes. Keep rocking with us. We appreciate y'all. Thanks for the comments. You guys were flowing today, man. We love y'all. Let's do it.